Hi, I'm Ashley Eplin. I always remember being in church, growing up in church. My mom and my Nana made sure that I was always at church on Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, Wednesday night. And I feel like when I was 13, that was when I really understood who Jesus was and what he had done for me. In 2022, I decided to read the Bible, so from Genesis all the way to Revelation, to really understand who God is, what are his characters, what are his promises. And also that year, simultaneously, my job had really become an idol in my life. And it was something that I looked for success, I looked for happiness, and just for all things, feeling like I just put everything into my job and feeling like it was one of the top priorities and really important. In 2022, my job, things changed, and so was accused of something that I hadn't done, didn't feel like I did, and was forced out of my job. And so just had this moment of faith, just my faith being tested in this crisis, and just realizing what's going on, and feeling that it was very unjust and unfair and didn't really understand God's plan. And so I just had this moment of just thinking through Joseph and his life and all of the things that happened in his life, and how when he fully surrendered and gave God the ability, to work in his life, God did these huge, miraculous, big things through him, just his obedience and through his surrender. And so I really had this moment of, okay, God, I don't understand it. I don't see the plan here in this moment, but I'm gonna just fully surrender and let you use it. Ever since I really did that, I felt this peace of, okay, God, I'm fully surrendering and letting you work, and he really has done miraculous things in my life. God's changed me in just my outlook of life, and just how everything, things don't need to be perfect, things don't need to be the way I want them to be, that he will do all things, and that even when hard things come, that the outcome may not change, but our attitudes and our faith helps us get through all of the suffering and the trials, and that he's gonna work things for our good. With our foster care and adoption journey, we had no control over what the courts were gonna decide, and what their parents were gonna do with their case plan and all the different things. But just to put that full faith and trust that God will use our story when we're willing to surrender and be open to him and his plan. I remember reading about Jesus being baptized, and I had not fully felt like I knew that until that point, but to know that Jesus himself deemed it important to be baptized and to give this symbol of his coming death and resurrection. And so realizing how important baptism is to God, and that he puts it in the Bible, and part of my own walk that I hadn't been baptized, and just felt that this was just a wonderful time as I'm learning more, growing in my faith, and just knowing that it's important to God, and he, I believe he calls us to baptism, and so that's why I want to be baptized. I just wish that everyone knew that he loves them. It doesn't matter your past, it doesn't matter even what you're in right now, that he loves you, he wants to redeem you, and he wants a relationship with you personally. So not only has God adopted me into his family, I've also been able to adopt two of my own children, and not only he has redeemed me, but he's redeemed our family as well.
Ashley Eplin, child of the King, upon your profession of faith, I baptize you in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.